welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a new episode of Africa Today, where we get to the latest news and events taking place on the African scene. And we will start off with our major top stories and reports under the auspices of President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi and in the presence of Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli. The third African Medical Conference and Exhibition was held. More details in the following report.
Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli inaugurated on behalf of President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi the third edition of Africa Health Excon, the largest African health exhibition and conference under the theme Your Gateway to Innovation and Trade. The event is held from June 3rd to 6th, 2024 at El Manara International Conference Center. This annual event is the largest in the health sector across Africa, showcasing international expertise and contributions to enhance the medical sector throughout the continent. The Africa Health Excon 2024, organized by the Egyptian Authority for Unified Procurement, Medical Supply, and the Management of Medical Technology, presents a golden opportunity for companies operating in healthcare and pharmacies to explore investment possibilities in Africa, thereby accelerating the growth of these industries across the continent. The conference and exhibition bring together all representatives of the medical and health sectors, providing them with an exceptional opportunity to view the latest products and services across various medical fields. The conference attracted more than 500 major companies from different countries around the world, along with over 60,000 visitors from more than 100 countries. One of the key objectives of Africa Health Excon 2024 is to align with the African Union's Agenda 2063, particularly its aspiration for prosperous Africa, which focuses on achieving inclusive growth and sustainable development. The conference and exhibition aim to enhance trade exchange between various African countries, which is another crucial part of the African Union's agenda, contributing to the strengthening of the medical economy and fostering long-term sustainable development.
Welcome back, and to shed more light on the significance of the conference, we're delighted to be joined over the phone by Dr. Saeed Hadi, former head of the Faculty of Medicine, Mansoura University. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, how do you see the significance and the main objectives of the conference?
Yeah, that's really a very good conference and exhibition as well. And there are three main objectives of it. Number one is political, to strengthen our ties among African countries. As you said, all African countries and the whole continent is participating in this mega conference. Second is also helping building economic ties and facilitating the how to get the medications and the equipment as well needed for healthcare within reasonable prices for the benefit of Egypt and Africa. And thirdly is the scientific meeting. This is perhaps one of the very large scientific meetings on international standards because it covers all aspects of medicine and experts from all over the world. So it's really a very significant event that happens in Egypt annually for the third consecutive year, and also a golden opportunity for healthy policymakers, health professions, as well as health economics to come together and plan for the best of Pan-African countries.
Right. Sir, how does the Africa Health Excon 2024 align with the African Union's Agenda 2063?
This part of the future plan for Africa. As we know, President Sisi was the President of the African Union between 2018 and 2019 and has done a very significant effort to upgrade this activity. So really, Africa is planning forward for the future. Africa should have its participation increasing its funds for health, increasing the health initiatives all over, improving healthcare service facilities, and Africa is lagging behind on the international arena, and hopefully with such mega events, Africa can catch up, and the African healthcare system would be modernized, equipped with all what's needed, as well as increased funding for health.
Right. Well, sir, what role does the conference play in promoting the localization of medical industries in the African continent?
Indeed, that's a significant part. As you said, it is a conference and an exhibition. You know, more than 500 of the largest corporates for production of health equipment and health medication are available in Cairo right now. Discussions among this group, and as you know, it is a mega field now where the budget of medicines and medical supplies, perhaps for the mega these big companies, exceeds the national income of all African countries altogether. So there's a good golden opportunity for the healthcare makers and policy makers to sit with these corporates and plan for the better deal or the best deal that can achieve the needs of Africa at reasonable cost, and also can achieve the needs of African people.
Sir, in what way does the Africa Health ExCon contribute to sustainable development in Africa?
This is one, as we said, of the Sustainable Development Goals, not for 2030, but for 2063. So this is a very ambitious agenda for Africa, because as we all know, there are problems which hinder African countries on the international level. For example, the average overall survival and the quality of life among African countries is the lowest on the international standard. So there is a lot of work to be done. All African nations, the African Union, and all countries should come together to plan for the future for sustained development plans. And Egypt really is the center or the hub, not only for medical equipment and medicine, but also for medical science. So Egypt has a commitment to upgrade healthcare systems in Egypt and within Africa.
Sir, what was the significance of last year's edition of Africa Health ExCon, and how do you view this year's edition? What's the difference between both editions?
It started 3 years ago, and I would say it is progressively increasing, both in the number of participants and the number of the companies or corporates that come to the exhibition, and in the number of sessions. Every year, the number of participants from Africa increases, as well as the number of experts from the whole world. And also, there are plans in the current meeting to have like a school or a university or whatever, or a faculty, a college for the healthcare within Africa. We had what's called the tropical medicine in the United Kingdom, both in Liverpool and in London, and in the States we have Johns Hopkins, which is a school of medicine, and these are designated for healthcare and diseases prevailing in tropical areas, in particular in Africa. So why not having that kind of schools or colleges or universities among Africa? And I think Egypt in particular, the new administrative capital, could host one of those by relationship with Johns Hopkins, for example, in America, or London School of Tropical Medicine. We can do a good thing for all African nations, African diseases, African health based on African soil, I mean in Cairo.
Right. Well, sir, what technological advances are expected to be showcased at the ExCon Africa Health 2024?
Yeah, you know, the field in medicine is very rapidly improving, and advancement comes every day. So not only for a year. So compared this year with the last year, definitely there are hundreds of new coming things. Now artificial intelligence is entering the healthcare service, and a lot of equipment, both in medical education, medical investigation, and medical management are based on artificial intelligence. So perhaps that sector was starting last year, but now the artificial designated for artificial intelligence and its application, which is now seems to revolutionize or upgrade the healthcare facilities all over the world and in particular in Africa.
Right. Well, finally, sir, what's the importance of Egypt's role in the Africa Health Con and the broader African medical sector also?
Egypt really has an obligation and commitment for all fellow African countries. Egypt is the oldest civilization. Egypt is a huge country, and Egypt has the most advanced technology, the most established healthcare system, and we have experiences and expertise that we can give to all African nations. So everywhere in the world they ask why Egypt is leaving Africa behind, and I advise my all Egyptian fellow, look south, look Africa, you can make better deals and better achievements within the African continent rather than Europe or America.
Mm-hmm. Right, Dr. Saeed Abdel Hadi, many thanks for your insights, sir. And dear viewers, now we go to a short break and we'll be right back.
نحن لدينا مصير مشترك.
مصر تسلمت الرئاسة الدورية للاتحاد الإفريقي لعام 2019 وتتطلع كعادتها دوما للتعبير عن شواغل الشعوب الإفريقية الشقيقة الرامية لتحقيق الاستقرار والتقدم ودفع عجلة التنمية قدما. إذا كنتم ترغبون في تغيير وجه القارة الأفريقية فالاتحاد الإفريقي كقيادة تستطيع أن تعمل وتدرس بشكل مركزي لمشروع عملاق لبناء بنية أساسية على مستوى القارة. أنا أتصور أن الأمن والاستقرار استثمار. إذا لم تستقر هذه القارة والأمن فيها بمعدلاته عالية، هذا الأمر سينعكس بالسلب علينا كلنا.
Welcome back, dear viewers, and still with our special reports. Minister of Foreign Affairs Sameh Shoukry received a phone call on Tuesday from the United Kingdom Secretary of State, Commonwealth Development Affairs, Lord David Cameron, in which they discussed the latest developments in the Gaza Strip. More details.
Minister of Foreign Affairs Sameh Shoukry stressed the necessity of opening all crossings between Israel and Gaza to ensure the delivery of humanitarian aid and the safety of international relief crews inside the Strip. Shoukry made his remarks during a phone call with UK Foreign Secretary David Cameron as the pair discussed the latest development in the Gaza Strip and the recent US ceasefire proposal. According to a statement by the Foreign Ministry, Shoukry retreated to Cameron the need to pressure Israel to comply with its legal obligations as an occupying power and to stop military operations in the Strip, including in the Palestinian city of Rafah. He stressed Egypt's support for all moves aimed at ending the Israeli war against Gaza, ensuring full and unhindered access to humanitarian aid for the Palestinian people in the Strip. The statement added that he also urged for a deal that ensures the complete withdrawal of Israel forces from the Gaza Strip and the safe return of displaced Palestinians to their homes. Both ministers stressed their support to the U.S. efforts to halt the Israeli war, agreeing on the need to urge all parties to reach a deal to stop the humanitarian catastrophe endured by the population in Gaza.
Local authorities reported on Tuesday that torrential rain and fierce winds have caused severe flooding in South Africa. Let's have a look at this report.
Local authorities said on Tuesday that flooding caused by torrential rain and fierce winds on South Africa's eastern coast have killed at least 22 people. Flooding hit several locations in 2 eastern provinces. 2 rare tornadoes were spotted, temperatures plunged, and snow fell in some central regions. A spokesperson from Nelson Mandela's Bay municipality at the heart of the flood said that at least 11 people died in Eastern Cape. More than 2,000 people have been evacuated from Nelson Mandela's Bay, notably from the homes in municipality slums. Local authorities launched an appeal for donations of clothing, food and blankets. The provincial government in neighboring Natal also said at least 11 people had died in and around the port city of Durban. A provincial government statement said 55 people suffered minor to moderate injuries and are receiving medical treatment in hospital. It added that at least 120 people have been displaced and 3 temporary shelters have been established.
And that wraps up this edition of Africa Today. Many thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more coming up here on Nile TV International.